Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. For today's video, I wanted to share with you guys the most important types of cryptos that you can invest in. Cryptocurrencies that have whole ecosystems that are being built around are going to be the most profitable ones that you can find because these have the most infrastructure, the most development, and the most money flooding through their market caps. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 4 platforms where I expect a ton of money to be flowing through, where you guys can make insane gains in the process. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Always remember to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And make sure you guys sign up and join the fastest growing and the very best Discord community in crypto. Over 20,000 members and growing. All you guys got to do to join is click inside the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord server. On the Discord server, I also offer my video course and Signal. So if you guys ever want to follow every single trade that I take, follow my entire long-term portfolio so you guys know exactly what I'm doing with my money, then make sure you guys stay all the way to the end of this video because then I'm going to take a couple minutes to explain how you guys can get signed up, the pros of doing so, and what it's going to take to get you guys going today. One final thought, guys, if you're a new guy getting into these markets, to make sure to download my free ebook. This is going to help you guys out a lot. I've put a lot of exciting information that's going to teach you guys a lot of the ins and outs of trading and investing, and I've gone ahead and made it free for you guys to download, so links are provided for you in the description. And with all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, so to start off this video, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin just to start because Bitcoin is breaking out. It's kind of leaded the market once again, and this is kind of something I talked about inside of my Discord server. I recently brought up to the attention that I expected that Bitcoin was actually going to be breaking all-time highs and was going to short-term outperform the altcoins, and that's exactly what we saw. We saw a huge breakout last night after the news that Tesla actually took $1.5 billion in their reserves and invested it into Bitcoin. And so after that news broke out, we saw a big rally inside of Bitcoin. And we have now broken all-time highs, and we're getting a support and resistance flip above the previous all-time high, except this time it's acting as support. And so this is exactly what we wanted to see here. We wanted to see Bitcoin break out. We saw Bitcoin break out. This is kind of the pullback of us after the breakout. And so if we come down a little bit lower, that's just a greater buying opportunity. But regardless, guys, there's so much FOMO that's taking place inside of this market. This is exactly what I talked to you guys about in one of my last videos. You know, what I said often happens inside of these bull markets is just your standard ABC corrections. And we've literally seen it happen, a million different times up to this point. Right here, A, B, C, right? And then they go back up again. And these are pretty much the most consistent types of pullbacks that you guys are going to see across this bull run. And it doesn't matter whether it's Bitcoin, it doesn't matter whether it's an altcoin, all of these do it. A, B, C. Even this one, A, B, C. A, B, C. All of these corrections all do this exact same pattern. And that's why it's really easy to get chopped up. Because they usually go for like 2 little swings on the downside, and that's usually enough to chop everybody up. It's usually that first swing that really kind of scares everybody, and then after that point, it's just each and every one. Because a lot of people have bear market PTSD, right? They went through so much bullcrap with this bear market where it literally just went lower. You buy an altcoin and it's always going to go lower. And then when you do get a nice impulse, it corrects 72% to shake everybody out. And this is the way that this cycle worked the whole way through. And so a lot of people have been shaken out. And that's exactly what these little corrections are going to do. So many people are expecting that we're just going to randomly have some massive sell-off like we saw back in Corona. And that just simply isn't happening. We're constantly seeing higher highs and higher lows, especially now that we got this breakout of the all-time highs. There's really no reason to suspect that this thing isn't just going to go straight vertical, because that's literally how these cycles work. The accumulation and the consolidation all happened over here, right? We didn't have the same type of accumulation as we had back in 2015 and 16, where we just kind of built that trend line and slowly made higher highs. This thing was just consolidating sideways up and down in this triangle, And then once we broke out, it was fierce. And that's what I think is going to continue to play out. Bitcoin is just going to continue to break out higher, more and more fierce, even though I expect altcoins to outperform Bitcoin. So now, guys, let's actually dive into the 5 coins that I wanted to share with you. These are 5 coins that I'm really bullish on because they have so much infrastructure being built under them, and I expect that a ton of new value is going to be flooding into them very soon. So the first one on the list today is obviously going to be Ethereum. Ethereum is the biggest crypto out there aside from Bitcoin. I think that Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin in market cap because there's just simply too much going on under Ethereum. It has way more cryptos that are being built under it. It has so much of the ecosystem of crypto that relies upon Ethereum, and that's exactly why we're seeing it really leading the altcoins, and that's something I expected to have play out. Now, Ethereum itself is a platform where you can create and build your own decentralized applications and issue smart contracts. You know, this is what gave us that layer 2 and the ability for people to create and code their own blockchains, do their own type of protocols, all of this type of stuff. Ethereum is the reason why we actually took that next step. And that's why we're already starting to see it start to take off. Now, I'm not going to dive into too much Ethereum analysis because I want to share with you guys some of the other coins. But, you know, Ethereum is just following Bitcoin. Where Bitcoin broke out and made this quick move, Ethereum also followed suit. And the thing about Ethereum, guys, is it's not so much the dollar pair that I'm interested in because, you know, you guys have seen me cover the dollar pair plenty of times. It's really the Bitcoin pair that I care most about. And this is the thing that It's really the Bitcoin pair that I care most about. And this here is just consolidation above a previous resistance now acting as support that I expect to hold and will get continuation on. Even if we have to go for one more little dip, you know, I'm expecting that this is going to be breaking out and this is going to confirm the reversal of the entire altcoin market. Big inverse head and shoulder, that's going to take us up higher. And so we're going to expect to see all of the other type of platform-based economies start to take off. So what does this mean? Well, any type of platform where we can create our own smart contracts, build our own decentralized applications, and do all of that type of stuff, these are going to be the things that are really going to see a lot of value. And it's not so much that you have to invest into the actual platform itself, it's so much that there's going to be a lot of money flooding through that platform. And so it's not only just the crypto that's, you know, on top of the platform, it's also all of the new cryptos that are being built under it. Because you guys got to remember that what we're seeing here with Aave, what we're seeing with Synthetics, you know, these are cryptos that are all blowing up on Ethereum, but this is only one platform. You know, there's going to be all these other ones which we're actually going to dive into. So let's talk about the next one, Cardano. So Cardano is one that I've actually been buying for a little while. I originally started accumulating this one back down here at 4 cents. I accumulated the majority of my Cardano at 5 and 4 cents, right around that range. And I'm really being rewarded greatly for doing so. Cardano's been one that I invested into because I knew all of the future issues that were going to plague Ethereum. I knew that the transaction fees were going to be atrocious. I knew that, you know, Ethereum was going to have its problem scaling. I knew that there was going to be a period of time before ETH 2.0 was actually working. And for that, these are all big selling points for competitors for Ethereum. So Cardano, in my opinion, is going to be the first one just because of the fact it's been one of my best performing cryptos. So as it stands right now, like I stated, I bought down here at about 4 cents. So I'm currently sitting up about, you know, 15, 16x approximately, give or take 100 or 2%. And this thing is really climbing. We've seen a strong push inside of Cardano. You know, for me, guys, I like Cardano because it's very fast. It's really just one of the leaders of Ethereum, left Ethereum and then went to start Cardano. Charles Hoskinson, that's actually the creator of Cardano. And we're seeing a great big push from this. This was the resistance level that I was watching for. This is actually what I've been updating you guys with all the way back down in here. I said, well, we don't really have a resistance until here. And it took us a long time to get to this point. But now that we're breaking above it, you know, I really wouldn't be surprised if we just see Cardano kind of start to FOMO up all the way up to these all-time highs. Yeah, it seems kind of weird that we would do that without a pullback, but this is the point of the cycle where we should start to see these type of major parabolic moves where things literally just go parabolic, vertical. They don't make a lot of sense because now that Bitcoin's in price discovery, you know, this is exactly when altcoins do that. And so Cardano, it's got the value proposition just for the simple fact it's a competitor against Ethereum. It solves a lot of the key issues that Ethereum is currently plagued with, scalability, expensive on the transactions, all of these type of things. And that's why I am bullish on Cardano. We're seeing it start to impulse. You know, I think that we're going to be heading upwards of all-time highs with Bitcoin and price discovery. So keep this one on your radar. Now, next up on the list is going to be Polkadot. Now, I probably should have made this one right behind Ethereum, considering I believe that Polkadot's the actual next best thing aside from Ethereum. And that's really why we're starting to see such a big impulse from this. You know, aside from Cardano, aside from, well, okay, so Ethereum and then Polkadot and then Cardano, those are really the best performing of these platform-based economies where I can actually build my own smart contracts, where I can actually build my own cryptocurrencies. And Polkadot's really going to be a key leader in all of this. Polkadot's way more ahead of the curve than even Ethereum is. It's way more ahead of the curve than even it's way more ahead of the curve than even Cardano is. And the only difference is the fact that it doesn't have the same network effect that Ethereum has. But in my opinion, it's better in virtually every way. And so aside from that one way, you know, that's the only thing. But what we've seen here from Polkadot's been very, very nice impulsing uptrend markets. It looks solid. We've only seen higher highs and higher lows. It's just been outpacing the majority of the market. As it stands right now, you know, I don't think that this is parabolic. I think that we need some really, really big pushes before we actually have our top. This to me just looks like short-term consolidation. We're just getting these little pullbacks as we're venturing higher. You know, this to me doesn't look like we've seen any type of a blow-off top, and so I'm going to continue to watch. You know, Polkadot's been one of my big investments. I've been talking about this one since all the way back in the IOU. So for you guys that don't actually know what that means, I bought Polkadot all the way back over here when it was actually in the IOU. So let's find it. So right here. I bought Polkadot clear back here in these days. I bought Polkadot at $185, so right here. And this was back before it was even out and released. And so I made some money on this initial pump, and then, you know, we actually got the token split. And what that meant is it basically just inflated the overall supply of Polkadot, and so that the price of Polkadot would be a lot lower, because Polkadot, it already had a ton of private sales that went on, because the creator of Polkadot was Gavin Woods, and he was actually one of the main creators of Ethereum. He left Ethereum in 2017 to start Polkadot. And, you know, we've seen such a big rise in Polkadot, but it already had multiple billions in market cap because there was already so much infrastructure being built on the time of its release. And so it got released. I bought it in the IOU, and so when I actually got it, I ended up getting a lot more of the coins. And they did this for, you know, sex appeal towards their crypto. You know, the price was all the way down here at $4. People are much more inclined to buying a $4 crypto than they are buying a $200 crypto because the price is higher. Psychologically, that makes them feel like they've already missed out. And so they inflated the token supply purposely to make the price lower to give it a much more greater appeal for retail investors. And that's why we've seen such a great rise. No, it's not why we've seen such a great rise, but we've seen such a great rise after. And this is one that I expect to continue to perform well. So just be aware of this. Pay attention. Everything going on with Polkadot is huge, and I expect this to only continue to grow from here. Now, the next up on the list, guys, is going to be Binance Coin. Now, in my opinion, the hierarchy should really go Ethereum, Polkadot, Binance Coin, and then you can throw in ADA, and then you can throw in some of the others. And this is one that I'm really, really bullish on. And we've already started to see a nice breakout of the all-time highs. And this is exactly what I wanted to see here. Now, when it comes to Binance Chain, what I see is just your classic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave impulse, followed by an A, B, C correction, right? And so what that means is this entire move from the beginning until 40 bucks, this entire move is a one wave. And what we're starting now is wave 3. Now, when it comes to these Elliott waves and when it comes to a market going into price discovery, this thing's going to go so parabolic that it truly makes 0 sense. And I think a lot of people are going to look back on this chart. Even though I'm drawing it, you know, $300 per Binance coin, I really think it's going to hit these numbers. It's the biggest exchange in the world. It's got some of the most infrastructure, some of the most development. CZ of Binance is just one of the biggest and greatest minds of crypto, and he's going to capitalize on it. And what we're seeing right now is just a reflection of that. Now that we're starting to go parabolic, you know, $200 per Binance coin, I think is pretty realistic. I think it needs to be hitting upwards of these levels for it to even make sense. I mean, this entire move was just wave 1. Wave 3 has to be the most parabolic, the most insane. And what we've seen in cryptos in times past has been exactly that. And so there's no reason to suspect that it's just not going to do that. I think it will. And it's kind of silly to draw price targets because we don't know how parabolic it's going to get. But my guess is by the end of this year, this chart, the previous all-time high, looks like nothing on the grand scheme of things. And so be on the watch out. Lots of infrastructure, lots of development being done on Binance chain, so pay attention for it. So the last up on the list today is going to be Tron. Now, I know that I left off Tezos on this list. It's because I just made a video about Tezos. I actually think Tezos is ranked a little higher on here. And so I wouldn't have even put Tron on this list because I'm not a big fan of Tron. Even though I'm bullish on Tron, guys. You know, the thing is, I think Tron is kind of crappy in a way where all they really do is just take all of the best things from every project and then copy it, which is actually a really good selling point and why I'm bullish, you know. I don't like Tron because, you know, I think it's kind of crappy overall, just based off of the way that they kind of do things. It's always just a knockoff of something else. It's like buying generic off-brand stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, why would I buy Tron when I can buy like a million other coins that do the same thing that I'm more bullish on long term? So that's my thoughts. You know, if you hold Tron, I still think you're going to make a lot of money. And I think that there's a lot of value that's going to be going through Tron because of the fact Ethereum completely sucks. Like, if you guys use Ethereum and you're an Ethereum maximalist, you guys should be able to just say, as, you know, obvious as I can right now, Ethereum sucks. Ethereum is garbage. I hate using Ethereum. I hate using Bitcoin more because, you know, it's slower. But the thing about Ethereum is I have to freaking pay $50 just to do a transaction. It's not feasible. It's not going to work long term. It simply sucks. But I believe ETH 2.0 is going to fix some of these things. And so while Ethereum sucks, while it's almost impossible to use, expect coins like Tron, Binance Coin, Cardano to do very well, which we're seeing. Now, Tron is one that's still pretty undervalued. It hasn't actually done anything. You know, we're about to break out of its resistance, and my guess is it comes upwards of 50, or not 50 cents, 10 cents, which is right here. I think that's where we're going to head next. We might see some type of pullback here before going higher. And so that's what I'm watching out for with Tron. This entire move is just an early cycle. There's not really much I can say here, guys. The chart itself looks bullish. We're just growing off this trend line, right? And this looks like it's about to go parabolic. I think we're about to see a pretty strong pump here. Coming from Tron, which, you know, 10 cents, that's about 150%. So pretty decent gains. Nothing I'm too excited about. I'd rather buy a low cap than I actually believe in. But, you know, Tron is going to see some value come into it because Ethereum sucks. Simple as that. Expect it to do well. Now, guys, as we wrap up this video, for the people that have waited this long that want to understand how to sign up for my video course and signals, if you guys like what I do on this channel and you want to be able to follow everything that I do, inside of my Discord is where you're going to be able to do that. Now, inside of my Discord, I offer two different groups. I offer the video course, which is going to be 20 educational videos that teach you guys how to trade using technical analysis. And then I also offer the other group, which is my video course, which is my signals and the ability to copy my entire long-term portfolio where over 80% of my money is invested. You guys are going to know exactly what investments I've allocated to each. On top of that, you guys are also going to know every other trade that I take. I've been nailing so many low caps across this cycle. So many of these low caps have just been pulling hundreds of percents, you know, just over the course of a couple days and even a week. And this is something that's literally happening frequently every single day inside of the Discord. So if you guys want to be able to follow what I'm doing, you guys are going to be making way more money actually joining my group than you ever will following me on YouTube, because a lot of the stuff I never even talk about that I cover inside of my Discord, I never talk about it on YouTube. I don't talk about a lot of the same stuff. Oftentimes I stick to higher cap stuff. And that's just simply because of the fact, you know, a lot of people don't know how to follow a trading plan when they watch me on YouTube. So they're just blindly throwing money into everything I talk about. And so I have to be vague to protect, you know, everybody else. And so if you guys want to know exactly what I'm doing with my money, inside of my Discord is where you're going to be able to do all of that. You know, we've been nailing all the signals. We have made so much money over the last couple months that you guys are going to be able to do the exact same stuff. So I really recommend coming in here and checking it out. Links are provided for you in the description to actually sign up. You guys can purchase them together or separate. If you can only pick one, I always recommend going with the signals first, because that's the way you're going to make money, guys. Following what I do with my money, following somebody that's been doing this for a long time. Yeah, that's exactly the best way to go about doing this. Now, on top of all of that, guys, if you don't want to sign up for any of my VIP stuff, I do have a free ebook that's linked in the description as well. This is going to be an ebook for new guys getting into the market that just want to understand a little bit more of the ins and outs of trading and investing. I know it's going to help you guys out a lot, which is why I made it free to download. So just go ahead and download that. It's not going to cost you anything. I know it's going to help you out a lot. And with all that being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.